All right, now for our last set of homework, we are going to run our IXL here right until mastery. So we have negative a over 3a minus 30 equals 1 over a minus 2, which means a is not allowed to be 2 or 10. Cross multiplication gives us a negative a times a minus 2 equals 3a minus 30, or negative a squared plus 2a equals 3a minus 30. Moving everything to the right-hand side, so our quadratic has a positive leading coefficient, gives us a squared plus a minus 30 equals 0, which factors as a plus 6, a minus 5. So a is 5 or negative 6. So that's a 5 and a negative 6. Now, 10 over s plus 5 equals a negative s over s plus 5. We can see that our non-permissible value is s equals negative 5. And when we cross multiply, those identical denominators are going to cancel, so our only solution has to be negative 10. Now, 1 over k minus 7 equals negative 8k over 8k. Our k cannot be 0 or 7, but our 8k's are going to cancel. So we have a negative, or a 1 over k minus 7 equals a negative 1. So 1 is a negative k plus 7. So that is k equals 6, which is in our permissible value list. Similarly here, our w's are going to cancel. So w cannot be 0 or 6, but if we have w minus 6 equals 2, then w equals 8. Now we have 2b over 14 equals 1 over b plus 6. So b cannot be negative 6. If we simplify the left-hand side, since they're both even, that can be a b over 7 equals 1 over b plus 6. So b is going to be 1 to give us 1 over 7 equals 1 over 7 on both sides. But doing that simplification lost our second term, because this would have come out as a quadratic. So now, m over m plus 8 equals 1 over m minus 1. I'm going to stop trying to take shortcuts. M over m plus 8 is 1 over m minus 1. So m is not allowed to be 1 or negative 8. M squared minus m is m plus 8. M squared minus 2m minus 8 equals 0. So that's m minus 4 times m plus 2. M is negative 2 or 4. Here, the left-hand side clearly simplifies to 1. So therefore, this denominator must also be 1. So our t is 5. Now here, r over 12 equals 2 over r minus 2. So r over 12 equals 2 over r minus 2. So that's r squared minus 2r is 24. R squared minus 2r minus 24 is 0. So we're going to have, in factored form, r minus 6 times r plus 4. So r is either 6 or negative 4. 2 is the only non-permissible value. So this works well, a negative 4 and a 6. All right, so if I hadn't made that slip, we would now be done. But we will still continue right to mastery to demonstrate all the question types. So we have the negative 2 over w minus 9 equals w over 10. Negative 2 over w minus 9 is w over 10, so w is not allowed to be 9. Gives us negative 20 is w squared minus 9w. W squared minus 9w plus 20 equals 0. Leaves us with w minus 4, w minus 5 equals 0. So w is either 4 or 5. Now a negative 5 over j minus 2 is a negative j over 7. Negative 5 over j minus 2 is negative j over 7. You can multiply both sides by negative 1 right off the bat and just get rid of those negatives. Cross multiplication gives us 35 equals j squared minus 2j. So j squared minus 2j minus 35 equals 0. So that is a j minus 7. J plus 5 equals 0. So j is either negative 5 or 7. Seems to be taking a long time. There we go. And hopefully last one, g plus 4 over 45 equals 1 over g. So g cannot be 0. I'm thinking it's probably going to be some combination of 5 and 9 because they are 4 units apart and work out to 45. We have g squared plus 4g equals 45. G squared plus 4g minus 45 equals 0. Factors to g plus 9, g minus 5. So g is either 5 or negative 9. And that is the mastery we were looking for.